All right, you'll see I cleared out some boards from this old project, rotten boards, made a litter, and you'll see, well, here's the old zip line, the wires went across here, there's the seat, I went all the way to that tree there, but I had some difficulties dragging my litter. As you can see, there were some logs and rocks and things in the way, but miraculously here on January 14th, I think it's the 14th, right? Yeah, there's still still no snow. We got snow and then it all melted. We've had some wicked windstorms, nor'easter type activity, but it's all been rain and that led to flooding. So Hampton Beach is just like gone. Kennebunk flooded. Some historic building from the 1800s gone. Pretty wild here. You see my trail from my litter that I pulled down, full of some materials to help with the dam building process, or potentially just to keep my feet dry as I walk across, because here's the Great Moss Rock and here's my litter. And I just towed it all down just like that, pulling on this board. This was the canopy for like a playground set at one point, and I was just yanked on this, pulled the whole thing down the hill. This was a bridge I made at one point. You can see some rocks, some logs and whatnot. Oh yeah, I found a good way to carry my machete. Just stick it in my boot, in my muck boots from LL Bean, and works pretty good. But hey, you kind of stay a little drier walking on these. You're not completely in the water, but this is where some water collects at a low spot, comes down this way. And as you can see, it's pretty flooded. A little bit of ice forming here, but this is not normally part of the river. The river usually over there, flows up that way. Wow, it's going pretty quick down that way. But this is all usually dry land in here. All of this, you know, might get a little muddy over in that area, but it's usually trees, grass, things like that. I'm gonna take a look at it. It's, wow, it's pretty bad. Looks like deer or something crossing this area. This is dug up a little bit. But, wow, this is my old trail that you bushwhacked way back. Some very early videos on that. And this is usually all dry grass across to about right there. And then I created a bridge with some more sticks to the higher banking of the river. But as you can see, it is now all part of the river. Let me follow the side a little bit. I mean, these trees are everything's bent down this way. Everything's bent towards the south. It's pretty insane. There's the river flowing through the trees. In there, you can see it's flowing pretty quick. But, wow. I gotta get a closer look at this, see where the dam log is. You can see all this grass is bent over that way, showing that the water went right over it. Stella's having a good time. She hates the water when it's above where she can touch, but this is the perfect depth for her. Normally my path comes right through here, follows along these trees, which are now in the middle of a deep water, actually. Wow, that's a good 2 feet deep there. You can barely see the bottom. Starting to freeze over. This would be good ice skating if it froze like this, but I'm sure the water's gonna go down. The river where it normally flows is right there. Can't really see it, and wow. Okay, this tree is torn up more than usual. That used to be rooted. It's empty underneath now. See if I can get across here without getting too wet. Oh boy. Oh no, that sinks. Okay. All right, not going well. Oh, not going well at all. Okay. So typically I walk across here, and like I said, this is usually rooted. It is no longer rooted. That's the next place I go to. Oh no. Oh, this is bad. This is real bad. Okay. This area is usually just a little muddy and that's it, but the water's clearly been flowing. You can even see water up the shore about 3 feet. And wow, it's actually flowing pretty quick through here. Wow, that's insane. All right, see if I can make my way across here. Usually it's like you take this and then you can get to, the dry land over here. But clearly it's a little further of a gap today. This is all in the springtime. It's like a vernal stream where the water from this hill over here comes in and joins the brook, but it's usually dry or just a little bit of mud or crust in the summer. This is where I usually jump right across. You know, it's like 6 inches of water and it's 2 feet, 3 feet wide. But no, look at this. That's the river. Completely full to the top, overflowing. And it doesn't look like it's going too quickly on camera, but you can see it's flowing pretty rapidly. That's quite the current. All the way across here, where it's usually grass. Continuing down. This in here is actually where my walking path usually is. And that's the log down there. Let me go take a look at that. Boy, do I love muck boots. Thank you, LL Bean, for making these. They are fabulous. Yeah, this is all my normal trail right here. This is the area that I have cut down to be a trail. And water is actually, wow, the embankment is down here. This is usually all solid ground up till right there. You can see where it drops off. That's where the river usually flows. There's a sandbar down there. The river is usually this area right here and 3 feet lower. And it looks like the log is blocking enough water. It's creating some rapids. And the water decided the faster route was to go over the banking, wash this out, and head that way and go around the other side of that down a tree. That's normally part of the trail that I made, but I'm not going to step in it because it looks pretty deep right now. It's being cut out by the river. It's getting deeper all the time. It's washing it away. So I'm going to try to carefully step over this. This is some fast flowing water. I mean, wow, that's no joke. Okay. Ooh, yes, sir. All right, well, it flattened this area pretty well, huh? This is the log that I stuck my machete in last time. Here's where I was building my little dam and cut down all the little branches that were in the way before. And this is where I was sticking sticks in vertically to block it. And as you can see, the other side is completely being overrun. At the deepest point there, I think that's probably a good foot of water on top of the log, which is wild. I mean, that water is really going. You see the rapids being created. And this, keep in mind, this is a day after the rain stopped. And yeah, it's kind of a windy day, but we're down in a valley. Yeah, this is significantly after the storm. Wow. Of course, this is nothing compared to what the beach is. Wells Beach, Shagunquit, York. It's 6 feet of ocean in their first floor of their houses, but man, just look at it go. This is crazy. And it's hard to do it justice because there's so many trees in the way, and the camera, especially once you have the whatever it is that downsizes the video for YouTube, doesn't like any small particles like snow, rain, dust, glitter, or in this case trees. It just makes it look like a mess. But that's all the river in there. It's pretty crazy. You could see Stella doing her thing, digging holes over there, playing in the mud. I'm gonna have to wash her paws when we get back. But wow, it's really flowing. Let's see if I can get up here. Oh wow, that's slippery. Okay, we can even see there's some foam. Lots of foam, actually. The entire area on the other side of the river, which usually that's a little soggy, but it's not usually flowing. Today it looks like it is, back behind the fallen trees. You can see the solar panels up there. It's all the solar panel. Wow. It's insane. I mean, this right here is the craziest of all. It's just the amount of water that's flowing over this log right now. That's wild. And obviously some is coming in here and around the wrong direction. I think this moss is starting to grow. It saw that 47-degree day and said, hey, it's springtime. So this moss is trying to flourish right now. Oh, what a winter. Need to move to Idaho with his decent snow and not this nonsense. Because geez, this is just not what I want, you know? This is not good skiing weather. My ski pass is going to waste. Man. Just the water flowing right through the path. It's insane. Well, needless to say, I'm not going to be doing any work on dam building today because the water is just too much. So just figured I'd do a flood update. So here it is. That's the flooded water, or flooded river here. I can imagine a while ago, a couple hundred years or so, this whole valley in here was all river, but it's been reduced to a trickle except for times like these. I'm not even gonna try to make it over there where I usually go because it's essentially an island right now. It's surrounded by water. So I'm not getting over there, but wow. Makes me wonder how this is gonna affect the water levels in the springtime, because typically we have the large buildup of ice and snow, and when it starts melting and we get rain in the spring, you get the vernal pools and the, well, you get a lot more water, obviously. But whereas we had that stuff melt off early, I don't know how I'm gonna make it across here. My boots aren't that deep. I don't know how much of this snow is now not gonna be contributing to the springtime rain. And, oh no, oh frick, oh. Okay, all right. I gotta put the phone down to make it across there. That was close, okay. Yeah, maybe we'll have less wetness in the spring, considering that the snow is melted now and we get the rain now. I don't know, only time will tell, so.